is it that the Yevonim tried to destroy? What was it that they wanted to eradicate? This was not a galus where they tried to destroy us physically. They wanted to eliminate and extinguish the spiritual light that we have within. And in Alanisim, Chazal are very clear what they wanted to accomplish. Lehashkicham Torasecha. They wanted Klal Yisrael to forget the Torah. The Yevonim understood good and well that the light and the beauty of Torah is what allows us to survive. If they could eliminate that light, they'd be able to destroy us. Well, they weren't successful because Klal Yisrael was able to rededicate themselves. The Chashmonaim were able to fight against those forces, to light the Pach Shemen and to light the menorah. The menorah, Chazal tell us, is a light that represents Torah Shebal Peh, a Torah that is transferred from one generation to the next. And that light of the menorah has a ner ma'aravi, a light that lasts and lasts and lasts and never goes out. The light of the menorah, although we only light it for 8 days, is the light of Torah that continues to burn brightly within. It's a light that allows our families to be able to continue to live a life of Torah, a life of Limud Torah, a life of Mesiras Nefesh for Torah. And in a large part, it's due to you, to Shalahi, those who are willing to give every day to this incredible, priceless cause. I grew up on Bendemeer Road in Cleveland, Ohio. And down the block from me, there was a Yid, a Tayr Helik Yid, a very short man. His name was Rabbi Yundif. Rabbi Yundif was a shoichet. But I remember Rabbi Yundif as somebody who hummed the sweet sounds of Torah. I can vividly recall him sitting in a chair, and his feet did not necessarily hit the bottom of the chair to the floor, but he had the sweetest humming of Torah. He had a difficult life. He lost a child in the fire in Telz Yeshiva on New Year's Day, 1963. But the beauty of his smile glowed from him through the Torah. B'soif Yamav, at the very end of his life, he was in a nursing home, and as sometimes happens, his mind was not there. It was not as sharp as it once was. And one day, his son told me he walked in to visit his father, and his father was the sweetest man, was agitated. Something was bothering him, something that he could not quite express. But his son, knowing what really made his father at peace, his father asked him, Tata, father, willst du lernen? You want to learn? And he said, yeah. But what can a man like that learn anymore? Can't learn the Gemara that he once did. They opened a Chumash, and they began to learn the beautiful, sweet words of the Torah, like a young child. And they read a few psukim. Father, do you want to learn more? Yeah. And as he continued to learn, all of that aggravation and agitation that he had experienced, everything that was upsetting it, suddenly it dissipated, it disappeared. And once again, that calmness and the smile and the sweetness was restored. La'ashkicham Torasecha. They tried to get us to forget the Torah. But they did not realize that through our connection to Torah, we will never forget the Torah. It's that very essence of who we are that allows us to continue to remain connected, and to never forget. We knew the secret. We knew the secret of the sweetness of Torah. And that's what you do. Every day, Shalachi, continuing to support that beautiful recipe for Menuchas HaNefesh, the recipe for happiness and joy in each one of our lives. May we be Zoiche to this Chanukah, experience that sweetness, and may that sweetness stay with us forever. A Freilichen Chanukah.